All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Tellor Community Call, um, June 15th, 2021. Crazy. Um, yeah, so just some quick announcements before we jump right into things. And Crossy's going to give us an overview of Telliot and some of the new things he's done there. Um, First, just kind of the announcements. As you guys know, if you watched last week's call, we have a new Teller scan up and running. It's beautiful. We've already had a few people kind of contribute to some of the issues, and it's looking really great. So far, no complaints. But let us know if you guys have any feedback. Haven't gotten too much feedback from it, so if you guys want us to do something else or need something else, just let us know. Um, Other things, the Ample proposal still going. Talking to their team, it seems to be going well. So we'll kind of keep you up to date. It's one of those things. Same with, we actually just put in our proposal last weekend to MC-Dex to be their Oracle. Both of those are proposals that go to their governance teams, and we're just sort of there when they need us, but there's not really time frames. We don't know if it's normal to take. I know for Ampleforth we're the first one. For MC-Dex, I think we may be close to the first one. So if these things take a few months, I would expect that, just because they're kind of working out some of the hiccups in their governance systems as well. We posted a few new jobs. We're hiring some more developers. We're going to be going on a developer hiring spree here, probably 2 or 3 more developers. So if you guys know
If you want
somebody
to
great,
check out the jobs, www.tellor.io/jobs. We updated the information about the jobs. You can apply for there, but we're pushing them on various Discord channels and on LinkedIn and those kind of things. But feel free to just email us um, at jobs@tellor.io if you're interested.
yeah. Um, Other things, we have a hackathon going on. We're sponsoring Hack Money. It is a 30-day hackathon. Um, I think we've already had a few people reach out to us with some interest, and um, if you guys want to go hack there, go look at our prizes. We'll also be was the video I did with the guys, that wasn't part of the hackathon, was it, or was it?
No, that's for Reimagine.
That's
That's for
Reimagine.
Reimagine. Yeah. Okay. So there's a video coming out. I think it's on Sunday. I did a panel. I moderated the panel with Ampleforth, Liquidy, and some Xfill. They're a bunch of Teller users or potential future Teller users, and we talked about kind of scaling, and it was a really great conversation. I won't sort of spoil it or give anything away, but we'll be posting that. It's like a 45-minute long conversation, but it's definitely worth your time.
It's
Other
worth
things,
sharing. Spread it around.
yeah. Uh, Other things, really big news. Tellor X Whitepaper, we're releasing it this Friday. So chastise us on Telegram if we don't release it to you guys. I would love to release it a little earlier, but we're just making it pretty now. So it's done. We have it over to our designer, Ben, who you guys met last week. He's making it beautiful. It's a work of art. I must say so. So you guys can go read it and give us all your thoughts later this week. And then last but not least, keep your eyes and ears open. There will be some swag opportunities coming. So more on that later. But
Yeah, we're getting some swag made. We're gonna do some polls and try to get some interest or gauge the interest in. Um, would you guys want to purchase any shirts for us? You know, or which designs you like, so that we could use them for contests and things like that. So um, keep an eye out for that. And Ryan, do you want to share a little bit about what we have going on with Reimagine?
Yeah.
We have an opportunity.
So as Nick mentioned, there was a panel that we did for this Reimagine event that starts on the 20th. It's called Game of Chains, which is near and dear to my heart since I've been binging Game of Thrones for the past 2 weeks straight. But yeah, it's going to be a cool event. It's just kind of, the topic is just, the fight for the to become the chain of choice and all these different layer 2 solutions. So The live panel discussion that Nick is on will come out on the 20th.
Live pre-recorded.
But also, so if you RSVP to the event in the next 4 days, you'll be entered into a chance for them to reward you with $100 in TRB. So we'll throw that link in the description below as well. So that could be a little good incentive to RSVP to Game of Chains on the 20th.
Yep. Supporting Reimagine supports us, so you know, do what you can.
Cool. Yeah, and I think that's about it. So definitely stay in touch. Keep up to date. There's a lot of stuff coming out this week. So as you guys can tell, we're busy. But now over to the man this week of the hour, to Krasi. So if you guys don't know, Krasi is our one and only Bulgarian developer. And
number one favorite Bulgarian developer.
Yes, our favorite Bulgarian developer.
That sounds much better.
It's like when my mom says I'm her favorite son. And I just say I'm your only son.
But he builds Telliot for us. This is the mining software for those of you who are non-technical and have never used it. You use it to stake your deposits, and then it allows you to mine on the Tellor system, but more so it's actually a whole package. So that it has to keep track of what pieces of data to submit, how to verify them. It's a really big kind of complex task, and he does a great job. So Krasi, over to you.
I imagine you can see my screen, right?
We can see it.
Okay, great. So you did a very good start. That is a complicated piece of software, and then that PR I just recently did is to make it a little bit easier to understand and maintain. And you can see it closes like 11 issues we had. And one of the big thing here is that now it's more modular. So people that want to use just some pieces of it, that makes it a little bit, much easier than what we had before. And as part of this, we also added all the documentation for the actual CLI. The actual Telliot software is up to date now, and it's auto-generated so this will be always up to date because it's running as part of the CI. Every time when we do code changes, all of the documentation will be updated automatically from the code. And so if you go to the docs.tellor.io, you can understand more how Telliot works, all of the different modules or components. And basically you can just browse through the documentation pages and just see how to set it up. And it has got a few examples. You can run it on Kubernetes, which some people are probably familiar with. And what's next? The next big thing that I added that will be part of the next release is that now I added manifest or configuration files, how to run monitoring. So this is one thing that was missing in Telliot. I don't think if you're not that technical, it was kind of difficult to set up your own monitoring. And since the last few releases, I have been adding monitoring metrics, which eventually can lead to much better monitoring. And this is good for people that are staked, because basically if you can even do it by accident if you submit an incorrect value, or if it's off by a big percent from what the rest are submitting, you might get disputed and lose your stake, even if you don't do it on purpose. So this is what we're trying to solve here. Everybody that is staked and is submitting values to Telliot should set up their own monitoring to make sure that they don't get disputed and make sure that they're submitting correct values. And the manifest files are here in the repository, but if you read through the setup page, and you will see how it's set up. And I already have set up monitoring for the Telliot that we are running. And at the moment, we don't have alerting. This is something else that we will add. At the moment, we're just monitoring. We don't have like automated alerting. And you can see here that it is already detecting some small anomalies on ID 57. It's like a small percent. And we are aware of this, and we are working with the APIs and trying to figure out how to reduce this difference.
So this is just showing that the values that somebody is submitting on chain are different than what you're calculating.
Exactly. So you can see the miner with ID, with public address 47B, whatever is submitted, something that is 7% off. But on the total volume locked, we're not, it's kind of difficult to know what a good value is. So that's something we're also working in Tellor to figure out a better way to define what should be expected on this
ID
total volume
57
locked.
is total volume locked, DeFi total volume
In
locked.
DeFi, yeah.
Yes. So, but this is one thing we will continue doing, and I will probably personally continue development on, is that we will be more strict on monitoring what the miners are submitting. So if you're a miner and you're submitting, you should definitely have monitoring and alerting, especially now that the work we're doing together with Amplefort, we have to be more strict because people are actually going to be using these values more frequently, and they will rely on those.
Cool.
And yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, you know, stepping back a bit, one of the reasons, you know, that we had sort of made a lot of these bigger changes, just to be able to kind of understand, you know, this isn't just for, you know, if you can explain kind of how this is thinking about kind of the future world of, say, Tellor in a staking universe or in a multi-chain universe. Because I think previously it was all really tightly kind of coupled with the contracts on Ethereum, and now you've sort of split all that out, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And you can see I have also added another dashboard here because I'm monitoring the Amplefort values because we need to be very close on this. That's part of the work we're doing with the Amplefort theme. And I have tried, there is a PR open for the next release. I've tried to list all of the changes we did. It's like major refactoring, all of the configs are changed. Everything, almost everything is changed in Telliot. And so if you're using it, definitely go and read through the change log. And the last thing that is not yet part of Telliot, but something I'm looking into is flashbots. So as you're aware now that sometimes if you're a miner and you're submitting values, if somebody beats you to it, you will get a failed transaction. And with flashbots, this is something that we're trying to eliminate. So you will either be able to submit or you will not get a failed transaction. This is to basically reduce the cost for being a miner and not submitting on time. So these are more or less all the things I can think of, all the exciting things with Telliot.
Cool. Well, thank you, Krause. You know, we know you've definitely been working hard on it. So if anybody is using Telliot or wants to help kind of continue testing some of these newer versions or running it, definitely let us know. Because as you guys will see with Tellor X, we're stripping out the proof of work piece. So hopefully a lot more people are going to be able to be running the Telliot software. So we really want to make it as user-friendly as we can for when that happens. We're also starting with the fellowship to, you know, we're going to be on Arbitrum with MCDEX, and we're already over there on Polygon. So having a Telliot system that can sort of automate and submit values to those chains as well is really important. So you don't have a bunch of sort of disparate software.
And we already have like an experimental like proof of concept. It's not proof of concept because it's working for the new Tellor oracles. Yep. So we're already testing, submitting to these new types of contracts for the oracles. And again, all of this is part of Telliot, so you can test it right away.
So cool. Thanks, Krause. Yeah, and thanks for presenting too. Mike, on to questions.
Oh, well, this will be quite short. We just have one statement of affirmation from somebody that says, "Good job."
So that was for me then. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, that was for you.
Yes.
They sent us.
Good job, Krause.
Yes.
Yeah. So, awesome.
I don't know if Farmhands, who's here live with us, has a question. If not, that's it.
Yeah, I think, and the big thing, look forward to next week. Next week I'm going to be doing a Tellor X Whitepaper deep dive. So you guys are going to get to walk through for probably an hour. Just you guys can read the paper yourself, but I'm going to try and go a little bit more in depth into just like why we built it this way. So like what were the things that we changed from this current Tellor version to create this, and why that's actually better. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm curious to see kind of what you guys think of it, or if anybody finds some fatal flaw in logic in our thinking. So anyway, thanks everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.